that? Get that out of your mouth!
Superstar!
What's up, everyone? If you guys are new to my channel, you might not know, but about 4 years ago, I worked at a pet store. It was one of my favorite jobs. I loved working with animals every single day, but I do have a couple of horror stories. So if you guys would like to hear a couple of them, I think I have about 5 that I would really like to share with you. Go ahead and stay tuned. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you end up enjoying this video. Let's just get right into it. So first and foremost, it's not really a horror story, but when I first, one of my first few days at the pet store, I was informed that I needed to watch the Paw Project. And if you guys don't know what the Paw Project is, it's essentially a documentary letting you know what happens when you declaw an animal. Declaw a cat, declaw anything really. But mostly cats, domestic and big cats. This was one of the most horrifying documentaries that I had ever seen, especially because I am a huge cat lover. When you get your cat declawed, it's essentially like cutting off your first knuckle. Imagine doing your everyday tasks without this first knuckle, okay? So yes, the cats are fine for a while, and I'm not trying to be like, listen, I'm not trying to tell you how to live your lives, but eventually things can happen, and I didn't know that until I watched the Paw Project. Things like early feline arthritis, which can lead to depression because they can't claw anymore, they can't knead anymore, they can't climb things like they normally would, and it makes them sad. It doesn't give them the fullest quality of life. Cats are meant to have their claws. They're meant to knead, and they're meant to sharpen their claws. It's just an animal instinct for them, and I just don't think it's right to declaw animals, and I didn't have it put into perspective until I was made to watch the Paw Project, which ended up being really important, and I ended up giving a lot of informative advice to people who were going to declaw their cats and ended up not doing it. So let's get into the real shit. So within a couple of months, when I first started working at the pet store, I don't want to say which one it was, but when I first started working there, it was mid-spring, early, it was almost summertime. So it's really the time when the cats, it's mating season. A lot of kittens were being born. A lot of kittens get discarded around this time. And it's really normal for people who work at pet stores to find kittens in bags, tied up, in boxes left out there for us to find. But this one day, someone took a kitten maybe around, I would assume 4 to 6 weeks, and buried it in the mulch outside of our pet store. Literally, we had, I don't know, an island, I don't know, in front of our store where it was about this high off the ground, and it was full of plants and stuff, but someone buried the kitten up to its neck in there. So when they opened in the morning, before I had gotten there, I guess all they heard was meow, meow. Outside, no one knew where it was coming from, and all they saw was a little head sticking out of the mulch. And it was when I vividly remember going into work that day and everybody being pretty visibly upset. But the cat did get adopted that same day. It went to a foster home. That was a positive. So, okay, next is something that okay, so when you work at a pet store, you see a lot of animals come in every day. People like to bring their dogs in, their cats even on leashes. Some people brought, little rodents in, guinea pigs, bunnies in little carrying cases. But the worst, okay? Here is the worst thing. It was fine when smaller animals, peed and went to the bathroom, number 1, number 2, on the floor. But it was when people brought in their horses. And when I say horses, I mean bull mastiffs and huge, gnarly American bulldogs that would piss and shit on the floor. It went from a pile like this to an event. I guess that really prepared me for being a pet owner and having animals and having to clean up after them. Like this little rascal who decided to make her little entrance here. This is Ginger, everyone. Ginger is the one that always constantly yells in my videos. So something that I find that was really funny is when people would come in and ask if the human grade dog and cat treats were edible for human consumption. Sir, do you think I would know that? Okay, I tried the dog pepperoni, but you can't tell me that if something is saying tastes like real pepperoni, you wouldn't want to try it either. And last but not least, this is what this whole video stemmed from. So I worked front cash, and you know what the front cash of pets, can you just let me finish this video? You know at the front cash of pet stores how they usually have smaller treats, maybe unbagged treats, singular treats for you to buy for your pets? Well, at my pet store we had dried bull penises. And the most horrifying and hilarious thing was when parents brought their kids to check out, and the kids would always grab the bull penises and shove them right in their mouths. I have never seen so many parents go, "What is that? Get that out of your mouth," in my life. If you guys would like to hear horror stories, I used to work at a mall, I used to work at Burger King, I worked at Harvey's, I worked at a call center, I worked at a factory, so I have lots of job experience, and each and every one had different horror stories. So if you guys would like to hear another video like this about that, let me know. If you would like to support my channel in any way, shape, or form, links are down in the description for Patreon and my Amazon wishlist, as well as all of my social media links. If you have any video requests beyond reactions, go ahead and shoot me an email. That is also down in the description box. I'm trying to make smaller content that is like other than reaction videos, just so you guys get to know me a little bit better. I noticed that I'm growing a bigger audience here, and I want you guys to like know me on a more personal level and just about my life a little more. I feel like we can relate, like we're pals, like we're on this connection. What the fuck was that? So that's gonna be it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Sayonara, suckers.